Losers become hardened, cold, and closed to new ideas and new opportunities. This hardness can range from intellectual cynicism to indifference and apathy, to prejudice and aloofness, to vulgarity and rudeness. Losers suffer from hardening of the arteries, connecting their insights with their hindsights and foresights. Losers are narrow-minded human beings. Winners are open. They see the many alternatives in every situation. They look at relative rather than absolute facts. Positive self-awareness is open-mindedness. Are you open-minded? Do you look at life through your parents' eyeglasses? Are your prejudices inherited or are they your own? Is your skin white and so you wish you could sport a deep bronze tan all year round? Or is your skin brown or black and do you wish maybe it was white? Is black beautiful and white sickly and pale? Is white rich and black poor? Or is black gold and white trash? Positive self-awareness is realizing that each human being on earth is a person with equal rights to fulfill his or her own potential in life. Positive self-awareness is realizing that skin color, birthplace, religious beliefs, sex, financial status, and intelligence are not measures of worth or worthiness. Positive self-awareness is accepting the fact that every human being is a distinctly unique individual and thinking how good that is. No two people are alike, not even identical twins. We are unique in our fingerprints, unique in our footprints, even in our lip prints. Bell Telephone has discovered that each of us speaks with a sound frequency unmatched by any other person and is in the process of developing a voice print system that will provide instant positive identification electronically. Before the year 2000, it will be possible to do away with ID cards, credit cards, phone calls to banks, signature comparisons, and fingerprint checks. By stating your name audibly into a microphone at the counter, window, or check stand, your voice print frequency will be compared with the one on file at a central computer. No more phony checks or stolen credit cards. We speak at different frequencies and think at different frequencies. How many times have you heard people say, we're not on the same wavelength? We in the human race have been trying to get on the same wavelength for many centuries. The pursuit of mind-expanding techniques toward a heightened state of awareness has been a mysterious journey beginning perhaps in the high mountains of Tibet today. Today, the request for mental and physical self-awareness ranges from the ridiculous to the sublime, from electronic hi-fi, stereo, alpha brainwave stimulators, to hashish to LSD trips, to EST, I don't know what that is, to horoscopes, to moonies, to biorhythms, to the quiet meditation of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. No wonder there is so much discord in family, social, and international life. Everyone hears a different drummer, sees through a different lens, perceives through a different filter, and decides as a result of a different computer program in his or her own unique brain. The ability to accept the fact that everyone is unique and to be able to understand another person's point of view as if you were that person is the definition of empathy. Empathy is the ability to walk in another Indian's moccasins for a mile before passing judgment. Empathy is feeling with someone else. Sympathy is feeling for someone else. Empathy is when you watch the marathon runners at the 20-mile mark and your own legs ache. Empathy is watching a rerun of the movie Rocky and hardly being able to lift your arms at the end of round 15. Empathy is crawling into another person's being and looking at yourself through his or her eyes. Ask yourself the questions: how would I like to have a husband like me if I were my wife? How would I like to have a mother like me if I were my children? How would I like to have a manager like me if I were my employee? What would it feel like to be a white shoeshine boy in downtown Nairobi? Sorry if I butcher some of these words. Just bear with me. How would it feel to be an illegal American alien in Mexico City? How does the world appear through the eyes of a child? The best example of newly found empathy I can recall is told by James Newman as it related to a student in one of his highly regarded PACE seminars for couples. A lady took her 5-year-old son shopping at the Broadway during the Christmas season. She knew he would enjoy all the decorations, window dressings, carol music, toys, and Santa Claus. Soon after they arrived, however, the boy began to cry softly and cling to his mother's coat. "Good grief, what are you fussing about?" she scolded. "Santa doesn't visit crybabies." "Oh, well, maybe it's because your shoe's untied." She knelt down in the aisle beside him to tie his shoe. And as she knelt, she happened to look up. For the first time, she viewed her world through the eyes of a 5-year-old. No baubles, bangles, presents, or gaily decorated table displays, just a maze of aisles too high to see over, giant legs, fannies, and feet pushing and shoving, bumping and thumping, rather than fun. It looked terrifying. She took her child right home and vowed never to impose her version of fun on him again. She had a rare experience of empathy with a 5-year-old that too few of us grown-ups ever share. Here's a little poem that may help you remember to practice empathy with your own children. Take a moment to hear today what your children have to say. Listen today, whatever you do, or they won't be there to listen to you. The same goes for empathy with teenagers, young adults, foreigners, and others whom you view as different from yourself. Does it exasperate you to discover that there are so many weird people around compared to you? Did it ever occur to you that you may seem really weird to others too? What is weird for certain? What is certain is that we need to understand what being human is, and that is changing, growing, imperfect but amazing living creation. Winners have marvelous ability to understand their own relationship to their environments and to the many people and events that interact in everyday life. Winners realize that adaptability is the key to success, to mental and physical health, and even the key to survival in today's world full of sensory bombardment. During the past 50 years, electronic advances in telephone, television, satellite, and computerized communications have accelerated to the point where we are just subjected to more information transactions in a single day than our grandparents experienced in their entire lifetimes. More in one of our days today in all of their lives. In our evolution during the past 500,000 years, there's been little change, if any, in our ability to cope with or adapt to our rapidly changing society. And here is an important key to winning self-awareness. Winners learn how to relax and cope with the trials and tribulations of everyday life without popping uppers when they are depressed and Valium when they are anxious. Winners develop mental toughness, which we commonly refer to as strength of character. Experiments have proven that adversities and failures in our lives, if adapted to and viewed as normal corrective feedback to use to get back on target, serve to develop in us an immunity against anxiety, depression, and adverse responses to stress. The anti-anxiety drugs in increasing use in the United States today, over 60 million tablets consumed annually, serve to reduce emotional reactions to the threat of pain or failure. That is why they are taken. But unfortunately, they also interfere with the ability to learn to tolerate these stresses. It is far better to develop behavioral methods of coping with one's problems than to dissolve them with a pill. Winners know that little change has changed since the days of their early ancestors when, at the first hint of a dangerous or threatening confrontation, the body automatically mustered in its defense in preparation of fight or flight. Instead of a saber-toothed tiger a week or a dinosaur a month, today it is at least one or two unwelcome or unpleasant interpersonal surprises before bedtime rolls around each night. How many complete strangers whom you'll never meet in person got you uptight and ready to risk your life on the freeway today? Losers in life overreact to what is happening like cave dwellers. They flare to anger quickly and get defensive easily. Their blood pressure jumps as their heart rate quickens, as their arteries constrict, as their adrenaline pumps, as they rush headlong into an imaginary struggle for survival, or as they run and hide from imaginary predators and volcanic eruptions. The effects of this type of daily distress or negative stress are devastating to the mental and physical health of the individual. As a result, the loser drinks more, smokes more, frets more, and pops more pills to cope or escape. Dr. Robert Elliott, member of the Board of Governors of the American College of Cardiology and president of the International Stress Foundation, is studying the relationship between stress and heart attacks, strokes, and other diseases of today. Dr. Elliott refers to the syndrome of invisible entrapment, or the deep-seated worries, frustrations, and anxieties of people unable to cope effectively with their changing status in a changing world as major factors in the increasing incidence of sudden death from heart attacks and other mental and physical illnesses. While we are in the process of winning the battle against infectious diseases attacking us from outside ourselves, we seem to be losing ground to those that result from our own inner conflicts. Positive self-awareness is one important part of ultimate victory. Dr. Hans, and I'm sorry if I butcher this name, Dr. Hans Selye in Montreal, acknowledged world pioneer of early stress research, has suggested in his books and in several face-to-face interviews with me that each individual should try to find his or her own healthy stress level in life to operate within that level. He generally categorizes us as racehorses or turtles by nature. And everyone knows that a racehorse loves to run and will die if it is corralled and confined, while a turtle will die from exhaustion if forced to run on a treadmill moving too fast for his own unique step-by-step nature. While expressing emotions such as love, joy, compassion, and exhilaration is healthy and desirable, it may be beneficial to us if we can minimize the over-expression of hostility, anger, depression, loneliness, and anxiety. The only healthy expression of the fight or flight emotions is in the face of a life or death situation. In most of our daily confrontations, hostility and anger can be dealt with by deep breathing, relaxation, and an exercise program involving gross physical impact such as running, racquetball, handball, or tennis. If we want to conquer undesirable emotion tendencies in ourselves, we must learn to go through the outward moments of the desirable positive dispositions that we prefer to cultivate. One of the wisest physicians, Sir William Osler, stated to his medical students, "Impenetrability is the essential bodily virtue. It is coolness and presence of mind under all circumstances, calmness amid storm, clearness of judgment in moments of grave peril." Adaptability is the key. By anticipating the probable action of others through empathy and by remaining open and flexible, we will not allow others to ruin our days with their bad days, to rain on our parades. One of the best ways to develop adaptability to the stresses of life is to view them as normal. Earl Nightingale tells of his visit with his son recently to the Great Barrier Reef, which stretches nearly 1,800 miles from New Guinea to Australia. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say that word. New Guinea? It's like a guinea pig. I don't know. One of the best ways to develop adaptability to the stresses of life is to view them as normal. Earl Nightingale tells of his visit with his son recently to the Great Barrier Reef, which stretches nearly 1,800 miles from New Guinea to Australia. Noticing that the coral polyps on the inside of the reef, where the sea was tranquil and quiet in the lagoon, appeared pale and lifeless, while the coral on the outside of the reef, subject to the surge of the tide and power of the waves, were bright and vibrant with splendid colors and flowing growth. Earl Nightingale asked his guide why this was so. "It's very simple," came the reply. "The coral on the lagoon side dies rapidly with no challenge for growth and survival, while the coral facing the surge and the power of the open sea thrives and multiplies because it is challenged and tested every day. And so it is with every living organism on earth. Positive self-awareness is realizing that a person who does not read is no better than the person who cannot read, and that the person who does not continue to learn, to adapt and grow is no better than the one who cannot grow. Positive self-awareness is that moment of truth, which every winner experiences as the first and most important step in self-development. It is understanding how much potential and abundance we have, and how little we have done to challenge our minds. It is understanding that we must seek and walk with truth every day of our lives and always be open to difficult alternatives and better ways to win. The foundation upon which every great life has been built includes the three cornerstones of truth, integrity, and honesty. They must be present for any real and lasting success of any kind. All we really need to learn, accept, and internalize to be a healthy human being with positive self-awareness under every circumstance is to ask ourselves, is this true? Is this honest? If we can answer yes, or if we can seek the truth from someone who has experienced it, we can move ahead to action with the solid realization that we have taken care of the cause and that the effect will take care of itself. Winners with this awareness are sensitive to the needs and differences of others, aware that the clock is always running, knowing that there is still time to win, but no time to lose. And that is the end of the chapter. And then at the end of each of these chapters, they do a review. And so there's a review, and the review is normally pretty short, but they also do like steps to more positive self-awareness. Yeah, take action today for more positive self-awareness. And then I think it has 10 steps, I believe. Yes, 10. So I'm going to read that as well while we're here. Review. Winners know who they are, what they believe, the role in life they are presently filling, their great personal potential, and the future roles and goals which will mark fulfillment of that potential. They have learned these things and are constantly adding to their knowledge through experience, insight, feedback, and judgment. As a result, they can continuously not only play from strength in the game of life, but also avoid errors and correct weaknesses. Their judgments are characterized by extreme honesty. They don't kid others and they don't kid themselves. Losers say, "Who knows what I could do if I only had the chance?" Winners say, "I know who I am, where I'm coming from, and where I'm going." Make this moment the moment of truth about yourself. You have been selling yourself short all of your life. You have the opportunity to experience more environmental, physical, and mental spiritual abundance than you could use in 10 lifetimes. Open up your lenses to the possibilities and alternatives available in your life. Change your attitude and your lifestyle, and your many environments will change automatically. Understand your own uniqueness. Appreciate the differences in others. Relax and learn to respond positively to stress. Change for the better that which can be changed. Remove from your presence those negative influences that cannot be changed. Adapt and adjust to those negative influences that cannot be changed or removed. So that was the review. Now I'm going to read how to take action today for more positive self-awareness. Number 1, schedule a comprehensive annual physical with your own physician or a reputable clinic. Not just a blood pressure, urine test, and thank you exam. Every 2 years, schedule yourself at a Mayo or Scripps clinic or with your physician for an even more detailed physical. Get the works, blood work, EKG, upper and lower GI, series, x-rays, eyes, etc. Don't wait for the flat tire, engine knock, or dead battery. Get a prevention check and a tune-up. Make that appointment for a teeth cleaning session you have been putting off and start using the dental floss that's been sitting in your medicine cabinet. Call now or in the morning for that physical exam. Don't put it off. Do it. Number 2, be more curious about everything in your world. Read book digests so that you can share all of the bestsellers. Listen to audio cassettes. Take your librarian to lunch. Go to seminars and lectures concerning the healthy mind and body. Seek out and gain counsel from the most successful people in your profession and hobbies. They love to talk about their experiences and are surprisingly eager to help others. Number 3, break the daily and weekly routine you have set. Get out of that comfortable rut. Unplug the TV for the month. Go to work via a different route or by another mode of transportation. Take the kids to a symphony or puppet show. Plan a skiing trip to Chile on the 4th of July. Have your children give one of their best toys to an orphan this Christmas. If you take showers, take a bath for a change. Instead of taking a Valium, take a walk near flowers and trees. Number 4, make a list of I ams. 2 columns. Assets or I am good at in 1 column. Liabilities or I need improvement in the other column. Pick your 10 best traits and your 10 traits needing most improvement. Take the first 3 liabilities and schedule an activity or find a winner who will help you improve in each of these 3 areas. Forget about the rest of the liabilities. Remember, relish and dwell on all 10 of your best assets. They'll take you anywhere you want to go in life. Number 5, look at yourself through other people's eyes. Imagine being your parents. Imagine being that person married to you. Imagine being your child. When you walk into a room or office, imagine that each person is thinking of 2 descriptive adjectives about you, such as well-dressed, confident, or aloof and nervous. What would they be in each case about you and why? Number 6, look at yourself through your own eyes objectively. This is easier said than done for all of us. If you want to test this exercise, try standing in front of a full-length mirror with no clothes on, with only a grocery bag over your head with eye holes cut out. Look at yourself from front, rear, and side views. Talk about a mind-blowing experience. When you look in the mirror day after day, your friendly face is used to seeing yourself and has rationalized all of your flaws, even the flab and dark circles. With the paper sack over that well-known face, you become a stranger in the nude. It's an experience you will remember for weeks to come. Number 7. Take 30 precious minutes each day for you alone. Relax and breathe deeply from the pelvis and stomach up into your lungs when you inhale. Exhale slowly. Meditate and let go as if you were lying in the center of a waterbed the size of a football field. Float freely. Give yourself at least one beautiful half hour of every 24 to be completely aware that your life belongs to you and that all exists in your life is seen out of your eyes and experienced by your mind and body. Number 8, look for truth and speak the truth. Don't let the ads and the fads make you one of those countless victims of greed. When you read something that impresses you, check the source. When in doubt, call the research department of a national publication you trust or call a major university you respect. If it really works wonders, it will be available everywhere like aspirin. If it's a breakthrough, look for it to be announced by reputable news authorities and government agencies. Rather than hearing what you want to hear, listen for the facts of the matter. And remember, everything you think is your opinion, based upon your impressions from limited sources. Keep expanding your sources from the best authorities. View everything with a certain open-minded skepticism. Open-minded enough to explore it without prejudice, and skeptical enough to research it and test its validity. Number 9. Be aware of the children and the elderly. Remember that childhood is that wonderful special classroom in which the adult is developed. Listen to their dreams. Observe their special talents. Ask for their opinions and reactions. Also, remember that becoming elderly is inevitable. It can be a lonely or glorious time. With activities, goals, horizons, and attention, being a senior citizen can be as exciting as being a senior in high school. It's a question of positive self-awareness. Be empathetic. Number 10, be empathetic. Learn to feel how others feel and consider where they are coming from before criticizing or passing judgment. Even if you can't feel for everyone you meet, be certain that you feel with every living thing you encounter. It's the key to positive self-awareness. And then that's the end of the chapter. So that was the first chapter, positive self-awareness. Sorry, I probably mispronounced some words in there or some names, and I sincerely apologize if I did. So anyways, next time I'll probably be reading the second chapter. Second chapter is positive self-esteem. So we'll read that next time. Sorry, my battery was telling me my battery was dying. So, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate everyone hopping on and listening to me. So anyways, enjoy the day. Make the best of it. Be the best version of you can be today. And I'll do the same. I'll have a good day if you have a good day.